Mic test 1 2 3. Say schedule next stream. Morning, Jin. What? The keys, but not. Oh, is it? Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello.
Can you restart it?
Say it's setting up now. Maybe.
So something's coming out of it.
That's audio capture. That's... I don't know, man.
What mic do you have?
Can you guys hear me now? Blue Snowball.
Can you guys hear me now?
Oh, is it back?
Blue Snowball.
Why can't I see your live?
Or is it back?
Jesus, that was... So you can hear me here. Okay, that's it. It was when I was changing screens for some reason. Right, sorry. Here we go. That was a struggle. So we're looking at side control escapes. And today is going to be mostly about attacks. So I'll quickly recap what we did last week and then we'll move on again. Let me just put this on this side. Right. So the side control lingo that we mentioned. Side control, cross chest, reverse cross chest, and smart knee. Those are our main things. We looked at all the available escapes. Regular frame escape, which was a shrimp. Next up, if those aren't working, we were aiming for underhooks, which was we frame, we make a little bit of space, and then we get our underhooks in place. Then we had back doors, which we pull our hand through, and then we bump them up. Then we had a little strategy for when people go into cross chest, which the main thing to remember from this was the elbow control there. If we can get our elbow free, then we can recover. And with the reverse cross chest, it was all about the elbow control. So anytime they bring the arm over, we give it a push to recover, or we go into single legs. We saw an efficient way of getting out of knee on belly by just stuffing the foot. There. Nah, Steven, we had like 7 minutes trying to fix my mic. We had the jailbreak, which was the little sneaky option of escaping. And then on Friday, we did the control and the transitions. Which was basically if someone's trying to bench press you, we go to knee on belly. If you try to pull guard, we go to smart knee into cross chest. And if someone's framing, we should go to reverse cross chest. So these were the transitions we were looking at. So it was they shrimp, we go to smart knee, pick up the elbow and drop. Reverse cross chest when they frame you. Sorry, the videos are like jolting. So there's the frame, arm goes over. and then walk around. The constant war between Marianne and Steven. Then we looked at the underhook counters. Your early one is the leg hug. Knee on belly, so a little bit later. Someone underhooks you, you can't hug their leg, so you pop a knee on belly. The last little sequence is the back door, which we looked at the bread cutter choke when people are trying to backdoor you. But anyway, on to today's stuff, the fun ones. So, side control attacks. So first of all, this is the general like thing that people will teach you: control, transition, submissions, right? Control always comes first, then we look into our transitions, then we submit last. But you could totally skip all of these. You can go straight from control to submission. Sometimes not even any control at all, just throw in a submission. They can all be quite successful. But generally the safest option is following this. So we already went through all of our control points from side control, right? Which are these. If we're able to kind of cycle through these at the right time, we should be okay, and we should be able to handle someone without them being able to escape, hopefully. And then we're left with two options. We can transition, or we can go to submission setups. Your normal transitions from side control are going to be, one of them is windshields. Top spin is going to be your main one. North-south. And I should add here back transitions. So any way to get the back. And you also got mounts as well, so I should add that. But your main ones, like old school ones, are gonna be mounts or back. These ones are more flashy. Okay. I'll say these ones are more for someone, for a reaction out of your partner, and this one is more for points, I'd say. And then you've got your submission chain. There's too many to name, but you should at least have like 3 in mind every time you have someone in side control. I'm gonna give you a few examples here. So you've got your points from you've got your points from side control, and you're controlling someone pretty well, right? And you want to be able to set up your submissions and etc. The first one I'd always advise people to learn is the standard armbar from side control. The reason is, even at black belt this will work, and it's a technique that you can get better and better at over time. So you might be a white belt at it, but at some point you'll be a black belt level at this technique. It's really easy to set up, and it's so like people who usually do this are so good at it. Like the main example in our gym is Tony. If he gets side control on you, there's an armbar coming up at some point. So this is the standard setup that we use. So first of all, we're gonna bring our arm. We're gonna control. This is only works when someone's not framing you, by the way. Right? They're hugging you, or their arm is on this sort of side. If it's on this side, we're not doing this technique. We're gonna take a triceps grip, which is just here, or you can grab your collar as well. Any form of control so that arm doesn't swing around. And then our other arm is gonna come over the top, almost like we're modifying. We're gonna pull our partner onto their side, and we're gonna create a little bit of pressure on them so that they can't get up. And this is where people get too excited and they go straight into the armbar. But this can be a very slow armbar to set up. You don't have to rush it at all. The slower, sometimes they're even better because there's so much pressure, and you force your partner to do different things. There's the step over, and then you can sit and set up your armbar. Normally they'll bind their hands at some point to defend the armbar. So here's that chance to grab onto something, and then you're gonna have to deal with the grip breaks. But I'd say if you don't have any submissions from side control, this would be my first little sequence for you. Okay, just set up the standard armbar. Now, like I said, if someone was framing you, we have to modify, or we have to transition to something else because this armbar is not gonna work. Then we're left with the second little chain here of attacks that I'd go for, and there's neon belly openings. Okay, the main reason why I'd go for this is usually because the person on the bottom can be quite safe on the side control if they just keep their elbows tight together and they keep like a little on the defensive side basically, and it's quite hard to set up submissions from there. But if you just pop a neon belly, things will open up. And the big one is the same little armbar we just set up, right? Often they will push onto your knee and give a little gap over here for you to get your armbar again. So that's what I'm doing there. And this version can be a little bit faster if you want to, because you're a little bit higher, so there's not much pressure on the person, so you can go in straight into your armbar from there. This used to be like my #1 entry to armbars when I was a blue belt. Whereas again, it's a quick and easy one to get good at, and like after you hit your first one, you'll be able to just drill it on people quite effectively. Again, they're gonna bind their hands and you're gonna have to deal with the breaks, but from that little setup, there's other transitions towards the back. There's like so many options from there. So these two are bulletproof. Again, if they go wrong, anything that happens to you from the top, any submission attempt that goes wrong and you end up on your back, it's nothing. It'd be advantage for you for trying the submission. So even if things don't go right, you're still gonna be ahead on the advantage, and you still be good. They won't get any points for getting on top. Okay. The next one's an underused move, but quite effective. Again, it's the baseball choke from the neon belly. So again, we're gonna pop a neon belly. This time my partner isn't too worried about the knee, or they're a bit more exhausted, or often this ends up being like your last move of the last minute of a match because your partner's either gassed out or a little bit tired. This is where the thumb grip on the back is going to take in, and the other hand is going to go 4 fingers meeting as close as possible to that thumb on the other side. Just like you're holding a baseball bat, you're going to drop your elbow and you're going to go into your side control position, and you could go north-south or you could finish it on the side here, but you're literally just dropping. The main one is that top elbow there is going towards the mat, cutting the blood flow over here, and the other grip is just to pull the slack out of the gi. But that's our baseball choke. Often people block with their hands, especially at this point here when you're trying to get the second hand. They'll fight your hands a lot of times here. Okay. If that happens, if they're intercepting the hands or whatever, use your knee to slice through, okay, to push their hands away, and at the same time set up your grip. But it is a submission that is quite hard to get, but if you're quick enough or the person's not aware of it, as soon as that thumb is in, you have quite a good chance of choking them. Alright, any questions about these submissions here before I move on? There's another name for the baseball choke, but I forgot it. I think it's, can't remember the name of the, oh, I think it's also called suicide choke sometimes. Next up we have the underhooks. So this is one of my favorite ways to set up submissions from side control. Remember I said that on the bottom one of the escapes are they get an underhook on you and they start getting up, right? First I'll ask you guys what we're meant to do on top if someone underhooks us in terms of control. Any answers? Kelly, what's the answer? No, not north south. Well, you can, but not the one I'm looking for. Come on, Chess, this was Friday's class. You guys already forgot? Freak out and stand out. Nice, Jag. That's one acceptable answer here. We got Neon Belly, which is good. But the early one, the one that you guys should remember, because it's the least energy required, it's just the leg hug. Just remember, they underhook you, you underhook their leg, and they can't escape after that. These are really important, okay? Remember these, because you could go north south, like you said, you could top spin, and you could go neon belly, but all of that requires more energy than just doing this, okay? If you just hug, they'll get stuck, and then you can set up everything. Don't worry, you guys will get this once you start. The thing that makes you guys remember stuff is when it works. So you guys aren't really drilling them. But if you were rolling and someone underhooks you, and you leg hug them, and you feel them getting stuck, you're 100% gonna use it next time. There's some lessons that I'm like appealing to because YouTube, I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but sometimes they just block my videos for no reason because they don't know what Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is. They think it's like something weird, or I'm trying to show you guys how to kill people. So I have to write an appeal first, saying that it's a sport, and then they let me through. But sometimes it's because I use the clip from like Flow Grappling, and then I get a copyright strike, and then I have to like edit the video and cut it out. It's a bit long. But it's usually because of the first reason. But it should be up within like a week or so. So, leg hug was the one I was looking for. Now, if you're a bit more adventurous, okay, your other option when someone underhooks you, instead of the leg hug, the safe one, is to set up submissions, right? And this can be a big window for submissions when someone underhooks you, as long as you're one step ahead, right? They are all a bit sacrificial, as in you're gonna give up the side control position for all of them, but like I said, you're probably not gonna end up with the person on the bottom getting any points, and you'll be one advantage up. Your first little attempt is a guillotine, right? Someone underhooks you. As soon as they start getting up, okay, you're gonna let them, and you're gonna overhook their head. Like this. And as they're coming up, you're just gonna lie onto your side, alright? The main thing here is to not let your partner jump over to the other side of your body, right? And that's where your legs come into play. So you're gonna wrap up the neck, sit away, and then you're gonna throw your legs over the top, right? I did it really gently here, but you would be a bit more aggressive when you're full. Boom. Not as slow as me. And I'm sliding my bottom shin across her body over here, and the other top secures everything. And you can do, usually this would be an arm in guillotine. You can, if they give you enough space, transition this wrist to over here to make it head only, but they're both pretty good as long as you know how to do guillotines. But yeah, so this is a really good one, especially for no-gi. Wrap up the neck and attack the neck from there. Right? So that's our first little guillotine attempt. Do be careful with the type of underhook the person's going for, right? So if you watch Kirsten's underhook on this one, she's going pretty high on my body, so I know it's not a single leg underhook, right? If she's going pretty low on my leg, that's usually going to be a single leg instead. So from the single leg approach, I don't want to go for a guillotine, right? Because remember, if she grabs my leg there, I won't have my leg free to wrap it around her body, which is quite important to finish the guillotine. Cool? So this is our guillotine attempt. I'll say this is really good if you got little bony forearms like me. This can be quite a nice submission to go for, because it's easier for you to connect your wrists and etc. Right? If you're a bit more chunky guy, I'd say the guillotines are a bit harder to get, but you can adjust it to your body type. You can still be really good at it. But basically, if you got a bonier forearm, you'll hurt more. Your next setup is an Omoplata. I really like this one. And there's two types of Omoplata here, okay? Let me just check if I post. I don't think I did. But let's check which version this is. So again, my partner's going to underhook me. And I'm going to allow her to start coming up. And I'm going to take a big step over to the other side. Like this. And now there's two options, alright? You could not let the person come up anymore by staying up on this leg. Or you can bring it all the way over and that will become an Omoplata. And then from Omoplata you can set up all your submissions and etc. At some point we might do Omoplatas, but this is a good start. But this is quite a good one, especially against bigger guys that try to bridge you off. If you're like a smaller person and you're getting always thrown off side control from like a bridge or any sort of underhook, just go with it and throw your leg over the top. And again, you get the advantage for going for the Omoplata. The person at the bottom gets nothing. But yeah, this is a really brilliant setup. Next up, so we dealt with these are all underhooks, right? And these are all basically normal side control with no frames, right? The next one up is north-south. Okay, we can transition to north-south again to open things up or to start setting up submissions. So in this scenario, I just do it because Kirsten's framing me. So I go to reverse cross chest. And one of your setups that you can do is a north-south choke. Right? Now, I will warn you, this is a brilliant choke for gi and no-gi. But it's so hard to get it. As in, like, so hard to learn it. It has to be... There's a couple things that make it really effective. One is my partner's face has to be facing in towards that direction there or up. If their chin is turning this direction, then it's harder for you to finish this choke. But it takes a long time to get good at this. I absolutely suck at this. But there's there's a really nice Marcelo Garcia highlight on YouTube. Let me see if I can find it for you guys to watch later. I think it's quite funny. I think it's Marcelo Garcia will choke you and smile or something. I think smile will hurt. Oh yeah, it will hurt. Whoops. Now I think this is the. Now these are all one arm chokes. But this is the GOAT teaching you guys how to do it. So he's probably better at explaining it. But just remember, there is a north-south choke. In Nogi, even better. And you can learn it from Marcelo Garcia himself using the link, alright? Just know this is one option. I'd say it because it's very underused. There's like no one I know from our gym that uses this submission. So it'll be nice to get someone who gets quite good at this. Alright. Next up, this is again one of my favorites. Kimura Setup, right? It isn't so much, I don't use it much as a submission. I use it to get the back most of the time. But it's quite an easy one to learn, very effective. So again, Kirsten frames me here. I'm gonna go to modify, like our lesson. And I'm gonna get access to the arm now. Now the main reason I'm going for this is because she has a frame on my neck, right? So from our lesson we learned that if someone frames, we should always modify. So this is what I do here, but this time I walk towards north-south. And you can see we got this, like, I don't know what to call it, but it's like a reverse underhook. And I'm gonna use that to turn Kirsten onto her side. And then I can grab the wrist. And then it's up to you what you want to do here. You can rip the arm out. You can keep circling to go for the back. But if I get side control, this is the first thing I'm looking for. Very easy transition. And then from here, loads of setups. You go for armbar, kimuras, tyriko platters, shoulder locks, take the back. But I'd focus on this. This and arm bars will take your side control to another level if you just get good at these two. Like, you will have an answer for when someone has an arm on this side, which is the arm bar, and you'll have an answer when someone frames you. So as long as you have these two, you're good. And then when someone underhooks you, your game plan is either guillotines, omoplatas, or your controls basically. But if you're looking for submissions, these are the main ones I'd focus on from a long time basically. And like I said, the better you get at it, the easier it is. The faster you will be able to recognize when to use it. And you'll find different openings for different submissions and connections as well, which will take you to the next level. Alright, any questions about those? The next stuff is for Friday's class, which is the side control progression. But if you guys want to see any of these clips again, let me know. There's no real way of, like I said, I gave you an opening here of submissions I'd go for, but again, you could go for lots of things, alright? I'd say stay away. One that I'd say to stay away from is Americanas, especially from the top of side control. They're very, like, a very low percentage of Americanas happening in submission tournaments or in any sort of tournaments. It's like a hard submission to pull off. It's really easy to counter as well. So stay away from Americanas. Armbar, kimuras, chokes, all valid, but they're all good. Right? Cool. Last little bit of the lesson, I'll just show one of Kirsten's fight, which follows pretty much this whole chain here, which is quite cool, quite good. So like I said, I'm teaching you guys just like I taught Kirsten when she was a white belt, basically. So I only gave her high percentage moves from experience and from watching like high level athletes basically. So the only thing she learned from side control. She had a really simple plan for these comps. It was all of this. So she remembered smart knee, she remembers reverse cross chest and cross chest. And I only taught her side control armbar and side control. I think I only taught her side control armbar at that point. And basically the rest was all mounts, transitions, or controls. So that's the only thing I gave her in this tournament, I think. This is a white belt tournament. Unfortunately, we don't get to see the pass here. But oh no.
Nice, good.
Oops. Turn the volume down. So this is actually good. I'll put a bit of the volume because you can hear me shouting all these names that people normally don't know about. See if you can hear it. So you can see me coaching her, and she's basically listening quite well. But you're gonna see all those, basically, these sort of words going on, and me giving her advice. And that's why it's important to know these, especially when I'm coaching, because not a lot of people know what smart knee is, cross chest, reverse cross chest. And it basically, when I'm coaching her and she knows all of this, is me basically playing a video game. Like, I can just tell her what to do and she does it. Yeah, it's like I'm controlling you. It's quite easy. But when people don't know that, it's like really hard to coach them. Alright. They get resetted. I don't know what happens here. So we're in side control at this point, right? So let's see if she does the stuff that I've been praising her about. She might not even do it. So the girl starts to elbow frame here, and she starts to shrimp. So this is guard prevention. So there's the smart knee. There's the elbow control. The girl's still trying to turn on the side, but the elbow control stops it basically. I think I don't even know how she got 12 points. So the girl's framing now. She should be modifying. I've been telling her. There you go. She starts to modify. She tries to mount straight away. Didn't work. She finally listens, huh? So you can shimmy, shout, modify. Yeah, she switches her base, she modifies. There's the mount. So that's a mount control lesson here. Nasty elbow. Ezekiel attempt from the top. I think the girl's frames. That's the finish. This is the wrong fight. I think that's not the one I wanted. Wait, who's that girl? Sophia. Is it this one? That's another. But anyway, you guys get the jizz. Might be Chloe. No, that's the same girl. But I think she turned. What happened in this tournament?
Are you looking for? Oh, stuck in closed guard and this armbar.
Oh,
Are
never
you
mind.
looking for the absolute fight?
No, that's okay. But anyway, you get the hang of it. Just follow the chain if you can. Any questions about anything? That is the end of the lesson. You guys got any questions? Fire away. But if you get anything out of this, this is the most important thing. Remember these and when to go for them. And then you can make up your own chain of whatever moves you wanna do. But these will stay there forever to help you. Alrighty. Now let me upload this. I always forget to upload it. Kiwi, you have any news? Does anyone have any news?
I'm going back to my regular job.
You're going back to your relevant job. When are you going back to work?
It's Friday. I'm going back to theater. Thank God.
Google Drive. There it is. The world is burning.
First we have the pandemic, and now we're having riots.
Oh, now the
and
riot's going
looting
crazy in
and,
America.
You know, us versus them.
Ginger says Poland Jiu-Jitsu gyms are opening already. And this is the hottest May on record. I saw like... What is it? Where did I see it? Someone from the physios, like from Gymbox, told us. Well,
They're opening.
I've heard
somewhere else.
that Gymbox are gonna try to do this. What's it called? Like this check-in opening thing. Basically, you have to book the time slot that you're gonna come to the gym, and then you have like an hour to work out. But no news for Jiu-Jitsu, unfortunately. Oh, Ginger. What's his name? Yeah. Elite grapplers can chain now in the UK. Really? What? Power says because they have elections coming up.
Who's the elite?
I thought it was like elites, like sports people. I don't think grapplers apply to that. I think like they do for MMA, but in the UK, I don't think it counts. I think they mean like UFC fighters and golf or football.
I want to know who these elite people
Elite. Well, in Naga rules, elite fighters are anyone who does jiu-jitsu for more than 3 years. Yeah, you can sign up to elite division. So anyone who's been,
I want to be elite.
yeah. Quite easy. And they don't even check. You just like roll up.
What you just say? Yeah, I've been training for 3
Yeah. And then beginners are like 1 year or something. So you get these wrestlers who've been wrestling for 10 years. And then they sign up for Naga as a beginner. In October, it'll be 3 years for me. 3 years, eh?
Hey.
How long you been trading, Kiwi?
I feel like it's been 4 now, to be fair. I don't know, 3 or 4?
3 or 4 years.
I can't keep track.
wonder what I was doing 3-4 years.
The same thing.
Oh no! Look at this.
What?
Someone destroyed the 10th Planet gym during the riots.
Why?
That's sad. Imagine they had a CCTV camera on it. And then they just basically fucked with the wrong crowd.
Imagine it was
All the jiu-jitsu
imagine
people are
it was
gonna
a
go out
competing gym and they just wanted to take down the
Oh,
They used the
is
riot.
the next neighbor gym? Well, I thought that was 10th Planet. It's not. I think it says LA Fitness or something. Oh,
So it's just a gym.
yeah, I think it's just a fitness gym.
Why would they just freaking destroy a gym?
Because they're. I don't know, man. What's 85 classes?
She's only done one.
Huh?
Because you were asking how long have you done it.
Oh.
She's like,
That's quite sad. Oh, look at this. This is Alexander Vieira, right? And he's like I think like 1 or 2 times world champion. And his signature move is like a crucifix. I fought him once, but I didn't know who he was. So basically, I'm pretty sure he's going to...
who'd you fight? The one in blue?
Yeah, Alexandre Vieira. But basically, guess what happened? Exactly this. He gets double unders on me. I turtled, and he got a crucifix on me. Exactly like this. And then he chokes me. And then I YouTubed him after, right? And then this guy does this to like half of the world. This is his #1 move. That was me right there, struggling. That was my
Stick the
face.
on his.
And then he got his ring there. Boom.
Look at his face.
This was 100% my fight right here. Like everything happened the same way. I wonder if I have it. Where was it? This was my black belt debut as well. I thought I won my first fight, and then I was all happy, and then I get this guy in the second fight, and I'm like, is this what the black belt level is like? It's like, where was it? It might be on Flow Grappling.
If you go flow grappling, it's gonna take your video down.
It is, but I'll post it. It's amazing how. Here it is.
You need to move like that. It's not maybe.
Oh, I remember what happened. It's here, but you need a login. You can't watch it. And I believe they fucked it up, and they recorded the wrong fight. Yeah, it's 2018. That means I'm almost 3 years in black belt. I'm gonna get my stripe soon. It's not here.
You just know that you're gonna get your stripe.
Yes. Not very exciting once you're black belt. Nothing better to do. You should be getting wedge. Like me, Ginger, and Kirstine. We're all getting wedge. We've been bulking up.
Oh no, we ate. We didn't freaking
As in bulking up, we've been eating more. Just an excuse. It's the heaviest I've been ever. I don't even remember how many stripes people have. How many stripes do you have, Ginger?
She has the one that she never likes to wear.
Which one? We only have one stripe. Have you been taking them off?
I got dog.
I only started wearing it recently. How are some people already training?
They're elite. This guy just.
You're too scared you intimidate them with your one stripe.
I can finally take home my last.
I had this like purple belt that one of my coaches gave me, and it was like the oldest purple belt they ever looked. And when I went to comps, people thought I was like purple belt for like 5 years.
The one from Grab and Pull looks purple, so I remember why I posted the video.
Purple?
Kaz was like, "Are you a purple belt now?"
Oh.
Because the quality's so bad.
I don't think they're gonna go easy on you if you have no stripes, Ginger. Become in the number one. So many jiu-jitsu like talk shows now. Bye bye, Ginger. Take care.
Bye.
Steven's gonna get stripes from like every single instructor. He's going to every single class. Take care, Jax. We should start online grading like the Grace University. Maybe at the end of all this, I'll make like a little quiz. Not like get everyone to take it. And the person who gets like the most, I'll give them like a jiu-jitsu gift of some sort. We'll do some sort of giveaway. So you guys better be studying. Alright guys, I'm gonna call it a day. Thanks for all the help setting up my mic. I'll see you guys on Friday. I'll try to get those videos uploaded. Take it easy.